Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Andrew Baston, a Boy Scout from Troop 29, and I am honored to be the MC for our ceremony this afternoon in celebration of Scouting's highest honor, the rank of Eagle Scout for Noah Krolls. The path to Eagle is not fast or easy. Of any 100 boys who become Scouts, about 30 drop out their first year. But even of the 30 who drop out later in life, they will always remember their experiences as a Scout and will speak well of the program. Each of the 100 Scouts will learn something from their Scouting years. Almost all will develop hobbies and will add interest throughout the rest of their lives. Many will serve in the military and in varying degrees will profit from their Scouting training. At the least, one will use it to save another person's life. Also, many will credit the skills they learned with saving their own lives. 2 of the 100 will reach the rank of Eagle, and at least one will later say that he values his Eagle badge above the college degree they have earned. Many will find their future vocation through merit badge work and Scouting contacts. 17 of the 100 boys will later become Scout leaders and will give back the leadership to thoughts of additional boys. Today we are all here to honor one Scout out of the 1% of Boy Scouts that makes it to the rank of Eagle. We will now have the presentation of the colors. Audience, please rise. Scout attention. Color guard, advance. Scout salute. Audience, please place your hand over your heart. Color guard, post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Audience may be seated. Scouts, please remain standing. Scout sign. Please join me in the Scout oath.
On my honor, I do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Now the Scout law.
Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and irreverent.
2. Scouts may be seated. Now please rise for the opening prayer presented by Pastor Erica Kozer, and please remain.
It is a pleasure to welcome you all here to Centenary United Methodist today, and Noah, a true honor. I have known you truly since the day you were born, and it is with great joy that we celebrate with you today. Please join me in prayer. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family and friends, leaders, and fellow Scouts on this significant day in Noah's life. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendships, struggles, and successes. Today we celebrate all of the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, the character that Noah has developed through hard work, friendship, tenacity, and persistence, and the commitment that he has made to live a life of honor and integrity. Today, God, we are asking your blessing on Noah and his family, who have supported and encouraged him. to all of the fellow Scouts who have helped him along the way. Bless the Scout leaders, Troop 29, and all those who celebrate with us today. Continue to walk with Noah as he takes these next steps in becoming the Scout and the person you desire him to be. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Kozler. Will Nick Maxwell, Committee Chairperson for Troop 29, please come forward to officially open this Court of Honor?
Good afternoon, everyone. By the power vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I hereby declare this Eagle Scout ceremony to be duly convened for the purpose of presenting Noah Krell's Eagle Scout Award.
Thank you, Nick. We will now have the Scout Law Candle Ceremony presented by Andrew Credit and Nicole Krols.
When a boy becomes a Boy Scout, there is within him something called the spirit of scouting. A single lighted candle before you represents the spirit. Because the spirit of scouting embodies the principle of the Scout oath and law, it becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light might seem feeble, but when multiplied by more than 3.5 million boys in scouting around the world, it is powerful indeed. After a boy enters scouting, the Scout law that he promises to obey begins to guide his life. One by one, using the flame from the spirit of scouting, we shall light the symbols for each part of the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy. A Scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is part of his code of conduct. A Scout is loyal. A Scout is true to his family, friends, Scout leaders, school, nation, and world community. A Scout is helpful. A Scout concerned about other people, he is willingly volunteers to help others without expectation of payment or reward. A Scout is friendly. A Scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other Scouts. He seeks to understand others. He respects those with ideas and customs that are different from his own. A Scout is courteous. A Scout is polite to everyone regardless of age or position. He knows that good manners makes it easier for people to get along together. A Scout is kind. A Scout understands there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not harm or kill anything without reason. A Scout is obedient. A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner other than to disobey them. A Scout is cheerful. A Scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy. A Scout is thrifty. A Scout works to pay his way and to help others. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property. A Scout is brave. A Scout can face danger even if he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right even if others laugh at him or threaten him. A Scout is clean. A Scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living by these same ideals. He keeps his home and community clean. A Scout is reverent. A Scout is reverent towards God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others.
Thank you, Andrew and Nicole. We will now hear the Voice of the Eagle presented by Assistant Scoutmaster Glenn Vomiluski.
Thank you, Andrew. Noah knew my great love and passion for public speaking, so here I am. I am the voice of the eagle. The eagle has watched as you strive to ascend to our summit. Think back for a moment, back to the day when you first became a Boy Scout and joined Troop 29, March 28, 2011. How small you felt in your crisp new uniform, struggling to recite the Scout Oath and Law with other Scouts. The Scoutmaster watched as you stole a glance upward, looking toward the clouds, wondering if you will ever achieve the summit of Scouting. Soon you began to advance, mastering the Oath and Law and beginning to learn the ways of the Scout. You camped overnight, and then for a weekend, and then for a week up at summer camp at Cuyuna. We watched you grow that week in skills and in spirit, and we saw the pride on your face as the Scoutmaster handed you your tenderfoot badge. It wasn't long before your tenderfoot badge was replaced by the second class badge, and then by the first class badge. You began in earnest climb toward the eagle, and we watched your sense of determination. I also knew that many Scouts start off determined only to become discouraged and frustrated. For the climb to first class to eagle became harder with each step, and only a handful of Scouts reached the top. In fact, as you climbed, you could see there were fewer Scouts in front of you and more behind you as you were clearing the path from the footsteps. Along the way, I watched you grow in other ways in Scouting. And then on October 21st, 2013, you broke through the clouds and became a Life Scout. Now I could see clearly into your face and your heart, and you knew someday you would join our Eagle Brotherhood. Over the last few years, I watched you earn your last couple merit badges, now 36, parade across your sash. I've seen you serve our troop as historian and librarian for 3 years, patrol leader and as an instructor, reaching down to help the fellow Scouts climb toward the summit. I watched you at multiple camping trips, and I saw you grow in self-reliance, self-determination, and perseverance while providing support and encouragement for your fellow Scouts and leaders. I have watched you give back to the community through your Eagle Service Project. You led the Scouts and leaders of Troop 29 to refurbish the park signs and build the landscaping for Wheeler Park and Webster Park. You worked with 25 fellow Scouts, leaders, and other adults for a total of over 92 hours of combined service. Now I stand ready with the other Eagles who have gone before you to welcome you to the group as you join the Brotherhood of Eagle Scout. And I don't know, I've always had fun with Noah. Like myself, he's kind of a unique personality. So I kind of get Noah. And, you know, we would have, on our camping trips, I always enjoyed the sense of he would have that adult humor that a lot of kids his age don't have, or they won't get for several years to come. So he and I could always kind of share in those little giggle moments. You know, we'd see some of the younger Scouts doing something, and we'd look at each other like, and he'd just say something funny. You know, special moments like that. So, congratulations.
Thank you, Glenn. The Eagle Trail ceremony will now be presented by Alan Schaefer and Nicole Krols.
I am the Scout. To become a Scout, a boy must understand and promise to live by the Scout Oath and Law. I am the Tenderfoot. The Tenderfoot badge is the first rank a Scout receives. It stands at the foot of the Eagle Trail. Once inspired by the spirit of Scouting, he won't stay a Tenderfoot very long. Putting a few simple achievements behind him, he will shortly climb to the rank of second class. I am the second class Scout. The requirement for a second class becomes more difficult. A Scout must learn to be self-sufficient in the outdoors and continue to render service to others. Now the Scout is ready for the challenge to attain first class. I am the first class scout. Although the requirements become more difficult, he keeps climbing until finally comes the day when he tops the first summit along the Eagle Trail. There he receives his first class badge. I am the Star Scout. More than merit badges guide the scout to explore careers, hobbies, and community interest items. The scout needs but a total of 6 merit badges to conquer the Scout Summit. Thus, through leadership, service, and achievement, he conquers the first of 3 great peaks along the Eagle Trail. Probably a lot sooner than he thought possible, the scout finds himself standing on Star Ridge. I am the Life Scout. The trail to the next summit. Life Scout Peak isn't easy. There is leadership to demonstrate, service to others, and plenty of hard work in mastering the 5 additional merit badges and helping fellow scouts. The higher the scout climbs, the fewer travelers he meets along the trail, yet there are no impossible barriers along this way. This Life Scout's goal can be achieved, but it takes real effort. I am the Eagle Scout. While the rank of Life Scout is a coveted one and deserving to all who obtain it, the Eagle Trail does not end there. It leads on towards a higher summit. The pathway narrows and steepens considerably as it winds along the ledges of personal achievement and mountain pastures of troop accomplishment. Mile by mile, the trail becomes more trying. Many challenges must be conquered in these last miles before the highest summit along the Eagle Trail can be completed. Additional merit badges must be earned, some of them very difficult. Leadership and service to others are not forgotten. Only with the greatest persistence and courage can the scout gain the thrill of victory that comes while looking back down the trail from the very top of the Eagle Summit.
Thank you, Alan and Nicole. I now call Scoutmaster Dwayne Rader to come forward with his comments, the Eagle Scout Charge, Promise, and Presentation of the Eagle Rank.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank Noah and his family for allowing me to be a part of this celebration. It's a true honor. I first met Noah when he joined the troop in March of 2011. At that time, he was quiet and kept to himself, almost like a whisper. So I really didn't get to know him as well as some of the more outgoing scouts. I watched him advance through tenderfoot, second class, and first class. But then I stepped away from the troop for a couple of years during the time Noah progressed, and I regret that I wasn't more involved to see him move on. In 2016, I was recruited again to return as Scoutmaster, and when I returned, Noah was still quiet and kept to himself. And although we did talk now and then, I didn't get to know him. When Noah earned his Eagle and I was asked to say a few words, I was a little concerned because I didn't really know Noah as well as I would have liked, at least not as well as other scouts. And I think if I ask others in this group, many would say the same. We could say that Noah is an introvert, but there are a lot of misconceptions regarding introverts. Some look at those that are considered introverts and say they are so shy they wouldn't be able to deliver a speech in public. But we're going to get Noah up here to talk anyhow. Or some may think that they are so shy and introverted that they don't like people at all. Well, these prejudicial statements in most cases are untrue, and we all know that Noah likes people. If you think about it, introverts have been responsible for some of the greatest achievements in history, as well as being some of the most successful business and political leaders in the world. Some of the people in this company are Rosa Parks. She was a self-spoken, sweet, small in stature, but she was one of the most historically important figures when she refused to give up her bus seat to a white man. Eagle Scout Steven Spielberg is one of the most successful, wealthiest, and influential personalities in Hollywood, but he is an introvert that prefers spending time getting lost in movies. J.K. Rowling, a brilliant writer and most famous for her character Harry Potter, but when she came up with this idea, she was traveling from Manchester to London and was so shy she couldn't even ask to borrow a pen when hers didn't work. The list of self-spoken introverts goes on and on. I did find out during Noah's Eagle Scout Master Conference and Eagle Board of Review that he will be graduating from Mankato West this spring, and he has been accepted to Minnesota State Mankato, where he wants to major in creative writing. Introvert Albert Einstein said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind." Although I still do not know you as well as I would like to, I do know that you have accomplished something that very few do. You didn't do it with fanfare, but you finished it like you started, like a whisper. I would like to close with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, "In a gentle way, you can shake the world." Congratulations, Noah. Now go shake the world. Please come forward. We are here today to celebrate a great success. Now it is my job to tell you how to turn the success into more successes throughout the rest of your life. So how can you be successful? What's the secret? It's simple. Don't be afraid to fail. That may seem like strange advice, but when you think about it, you've been failing ever since you became a scout. Do you remember the first time you tried to build a fire? You failed, didn't you? And what about your first hike, the one that ended in sore muscles and blisters? You also made plenty of mistakes when you tried to lead the patrol for the first time. You're not the only one who has failed. Thomas Edison discovered 1,800 ways not to make the light bulb before he invented the one that worked. Abraham Lincoln dropped out of school, lost 2 elections for the House of Representatives, and lost 2 more elections for the Senate before becoming president. But these men never let their failures get them down. Instead, they learned from their mistakes, improved themselves, and went on to enjoy great success. In life, you will be served well and judged by others by how you respond to failure as much as they will remember your success. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to fail. As our Court of Honor began this afternoon, you joined with your fellow scouts in repeating the Scout Oath. Now you will stand and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you've said so many times before today, they will mean more to you than they ever have. When you pledge yourself and your sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with words that close the Declaration of Independence. I would like all the Eagle Scouts in the audience to please stand at this time and rededicate themselves by repeating the Eagle Scout Promise with our newest Eagle Scout. Scout sign, please repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligation and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training and example, my rank and my influence, count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. 2. Scouts, be seated. Would Dawn and Ken please come forward? Noah, your parents have undoubtedly been your primary source of help and strength. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice from your mother. She'll probably tell you. I'd like your mother to now pin the Eagle Medal on your uniform. Noah, in recognition of your mother's devotion, would you please present her with her Eagles Mother's Pin? Your father has been a source of much advice and guidance along the Eagle Trail, so I'd like him to present you with your Eagle Patch and your Eagle Scout certificate. Noah, in return, will you please present your dad with the father's Eagle Scout pin? Would everyone please stand and help me congratulate Troop 29's newest Eagle Scout, Noah Krales. We've had
Before we step away for a moment, we wanted to thank Dwayne for all the support you've given us throughout all the years. This is a picture of an eagle of the Cuyuna. So it's the Cuyuna eagle is what I call it. So this card, and we also got you a little key ring.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
So thank
It's
you.
been my pleasure. Please be seated. We've heard a lot today about what it means to be an Eagle Scout, so we're going to put Noah on the spot and make him speak. All right.
Well, words can't express how grateful I am to my parents for supporting me throughout this incredible career of scouting. They've always given me that nudge that I would need to keep going and succeed. I also have to thank my sister. Even though she might have been a nuisance sometimes, I can't forget how important she has been to helping me. I've also had the pleasure of working with many great scout leaders who have helped me and the rest of the troop with their experience and guidance. I'd like to give special note and thanks to some leaders who went out of their way to support and guide me. Dwayne, who helped me even during the period of time when he wasn't active in the troop. Bob, for always supporting me at my advancement and cheering me on. And finally, Carl for advising me and pushing me forward when I needed it. I'd also like to thank Dwayne again, but this time for suggesting my Eagle project of refurbishing park signs for the city of North Mankato. With that, I'd like to thank all the scouts and leaders who took time out of their day to help me with my project. A special thanks to Tom Howlett, Jill Bashton, Nick Maxwell, Kelly Peterson, and Jamie Schaefer for conducting my Eagle Scout Board Review. Finally, I'd like to say a thank you to my mentor, Assistant Scoutmaster Scott Danger. Scott, would you please come forward to receive your Eagle Scout mentor pin?
Thanks, Noah. The Scout motto is be prepared. And once in a while when you show up at a church for an Eagle Scout ceremony and you're getting ready to walk in and you check all 12 pockets or so of your official Scout pants, you realize you left your notes at home. So, with that, we're just going to wing it. But that's okay, because life isn't always scripted. Sometimes there's curveballs that get thrown at you, and you just have to deal with it. And that's just part of life. Erica, you mentioned that this was a journey. And for Noah, as your mentor, I feel like I've had a small part in that journey. And it's a journey of mentors that have influenced you forever. But especially with your scouting career, we start with your parents. They were there in Cub Scouts and through all your scouting career, behind the scenes, taking care of troop things, mom's camp, getting ready for camp, driving you to meetings, all the things, but most importantly, supporting you through this whole Eagle Scout journey. In addition to that, there's the scouts that came before you, the older ones you looked up to, the ones that you thought you'd never be, all the Eagle ceremonies you've been to, and probably imagined yourself being up there and hoping that someday you would be there, and here you are. All the assistant scoutmasters, and there's a whole row back there, and there'd be another row if everyone could be here today. They've all had a part in your life. And most importantly, Dwayne and Carl. Their leadership, not only for the whole troop and for all the assistant scoutmasters, but in your life, has been instrumental. They've all been mentors to you. You've also been a mentor to many. The young scouts that looked up to you, I don't know if you realize how much they do. Your quiet leadership, your easygoing attitude, never get rattled, never complain, nothing. Always just easygoing. That's a great trait, and one I hope you'll always continue to have. Finally, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. And also, as you're going to MSU, remember you have a home back here at Troop 29, and hopefully you can stay a part of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Congratulations, Noah. You've made it. You've now became part of the very handsome group of Eagle Scouts from Troop 29, and I sincerely applaud you for that achievement. I now ask Nick Maxwell to please come forward to close this Eagle Court of Honor.
Okay, before we close, quick congratulations to two different groups. First, congratulations to our leaders. So if you're a leader in the troop, you should feel good today. We were talking out in the foyer area before about, boy, it's kind of been a long time since we had one of these. It hasn't. It's only been 5 months. It was August. It was Andrew Baston. So when you're in a troop where 5 months goes by and it feels like a long time since you've had an Eagle Scout, you know you're part of a thriving group and a thriving troop, and that's not possible without the big contribution to the positive development of young men that's made by the group of leaders that we have sitting to my left. So please join me in congratulating them on helping Noah reach his Eagle Scout. And finally, congratulations to the Krells. I mean, there's a lot of service that goes along with being an Eagle Scout, and the Krells are always there making a contribution of consequence. Don and Ken and Noah and Noah's sister, I mean, they come as a family. It's a family event for them, and they've been there every step of the way. It's a very well-deserved award for you today, Noah. Congratulations. So with that, by the power vested in me, I now close this court of honor. Congratulations again to the Krells.
Thank you, Nick. Would Pastor Erica please come up for the closing prayer?
Please join me in prayer. Creator God, we ask that you bless all of Noah's future endeavors. Walk with him wherever his life takes him, and give him your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to Scouting's ideas, which instruct us to lead better lives. May we, like Noah, always follow our own trails, discovering who we are by striving into the unknown. May God be with us all until we meet again. Amen.
Thank you again, Pastor Erica. I want to thank you all for coming and celebrating Noah's achievement. It's a well-deserved achievement. I really think that he very much is awarded that for a good reason. Audience, please rise. Scout attention. Color guard, advance. Scout sign. Please join me in the outdoor code.
As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor measures, to be careful with fires, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded.
Now the Scoutmaster's Creed.
All the great Scoutmasters of all great Scouts, be with us till we meet again.
2. Scout salute. Audience, please place your hand over your heart. Color guard, retire the colors. Again, thank you all for coming. Refreshments will be served back in the commons area. Thank you again.